Hello and welcome back to the second episode of the Lucid podcast.
To be fair, I'm impressed you even made it this far.
Thanks. I don't know how to take that. We're here with Nathaniel, who's on the intro episode with me, and we're here to talk about some interesting topics that he's picked, and then also a couple little bits that I've picked from going through the week and stories I've told at work. Basically, I use them as kind of a filter for my stories that I tell on here.
Oh, right, yeah.
If they don't find them funny, then I don't bring them on here, really.
So your work people are kind of like the test.
Yeah.
They're like the testers.
100%. So I'm going to start off with, have you got any hidden talents, knowing that mine is going to be better than yours? And I think you already know what mine is.
Have I got any hidden talents?
Like party tricks sort of thing.
Party tricks? I mean, if I think about party tricks, not really off the top of my head. I can open a bottle of beer with nearly anything, which is a good party trick.
Yeah, that's useful party trick.
But it's not really like a party trick. It's not like doing 3 backflips with like... It's not like doing 3 backflips and into a ball pit.
Where are you going to find a ball pit at a party?
You never know what kind of party you're going to be at.
That is fair enough.
I wouldn't say I have any party tricks, no.
Right. So, I'll set the scene for you.
Okay, set the scene.
It's Britain's Got Talent 2018, right?
Yeah.
And your boy...
Who's my boy?
Me.
Jose.
Goes on stage, right?
Yeah.
And I start telling this proper sad story and you know Amanda, she cries quite a lot on Britain's Got Talent. She goes Amanda Holden. she bawls at anything. So I'd start telling the story and hopefully she starts crying without telling them what the talent is, right?
Right.
And then they go, "So Joe, why are you here? What's your talent?" I go, "I can sneeze with my eyes open." Right. And Can you imagine? I'm sat there, I put the straw up my nose and just stand and try and force myself to sneeze and then sneeze with my eyes open and walk off. David Walliams would hit the golden buzzer. Don't even lie. You know David would hit the golden buzzer.
That genuinely wasn't going where I thought it was going.
What did you think?
I don't know. I thought you were going to say something like I can cry on demand or something like that.
No,
I don't know what the sad story's all about.
I don't think anyone else in the world can sneeze with their eyes open. I legit think it's talent. I've never met anyone else that can do it.
Well, I kind of want you to do it now.
Well, I ain't got anything an apparatus.
An apparatus, oh.
We'll have a break and I might be able to force myself.
I'm going to say, I'm going to need to see you sneeze with your eyes open before the podcast is over.
I'll send you on Snapchat.
Or do it here now.
Yeah, so that's my first thing. And the other thing is, I was just thinking how, shitty people are.
Oh, that segue.
Yeah, I'm not the best at segueing. I need to be a bit smoother. How shitty people are. And the way that I can tell this is by organising a secret Santa, right?
Right.
And how unreliable people
Actually, no,
are.
I'll tell you what, because we've got a secret Santa at work.
Yeah. And so you tell one person and then everyone knows what that person's got. And it's that's how you just know people are the worst.
Exactly, but so in my Secret Santa, I didn't even have to tell anyone. I haven't told anyone who I've got, but everyone still knows. How? How does that happen? I literally... Oh, it's because they all figure each other's out.
Yeah.
And then it's they're left with me, and it's oh, you have to have this person. And I'm like...
That's just people.
People are shit.
We're constantly trying to be the first to know something. So it is quite fun to know who everyone else's secret Santa
absolutely.
is.
But I feel like I'm different in that way because when I'm at work, when I'm in place, I feel like I'm the last to know anything. I feel like that's just who I am as a person. I don't go out seeking all the info. Obviously, I want to know. I want to be in on the bands.
Yeah.
In on the memes, but it doesn't always happen. Well, it never happens.
Yeah. It's weird because even when I was working as a lifeguard, you'd tell one person something and then everyone would know. I can remember this one time, this lad got sacked. Well, I wasn't there at the time, I just got told when I went back in.
So you got told?
Yeah, I got told. This lad had got sacked and the lad didn't know. but everyone else knew
Oh my
that he was
God.
going to get sacked. It was
That's
savage.
so bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
Jesus,
But it's
imagine
just-
finding out you're going to get sacked from your friends, not even your boss. Imagine knowing you're going to get sacked before you get sacked. People at my work are awful for, like, shit stirring.
Yeah.
It is bad.
Yeah, I think, like, we just love to shit stir.
Oh,
as
yeah,
people.
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. There's no doubt in that. Love a good, like, drama.
Yeah. I think before we get any further, I need to actually make a disclaimer, because I didn't do it last episode, that we are going to swear in this.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because of what I do, I just want to make it clear that we are going to swear. There's going to be a few F-bombs dropped. So,
What, like fuck?
Yeah, just like that. So if you are younger, maybe don't listen.
Close your ears.
Yeah, maybe don't
Come
listen.
on, kids, get to bed, maybe. God.
Yeah, so I just thought I'd say that. Just come my own back a
Okay.
little bit. Because what I do, I don't really want to say necessarily into, like... But if someone just come up to me whose kid had been listening to what I have been, like, producing, like, the podcast, and it's vulgar and stuff, and then their kids start swearing, and then they blame it on me, at least if I say at the start of the podcast, like, disclaimer. So I think I'm gonna record one that's just, like, a stock one that I'll just implant into each podcast at the start.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough.
Yeah, it's just
It's always best to cover your own back, isn't it? No matter what you do.
Yeah.
Good rule of life.
Mm.
Cover your own back.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's difficult as well to do that all the time, and especially because I want to progress in this, but I don't want to be like PC. But then also, I don't want to be too outlandish.
Yeah, there's like a line though, isn't there? There's
Yeah.
like a grey area in which
Yeah.
you want to try and operate in between there.
Yeah. I think on the first podcast, we got such good response from my friends. And I wasn't expecting it to... I know 100 views isn't much. I wasn't expecting to get over 50 views on a first podcast.
100 views was really good. I was like, proper like... I was really happy.
Yeah.
Because even though I wasn't in that one... Still been like, you can still say I've been around since the start.
Yeah.
Even though the start was, 2 weeks ago. And I just like, it was really good. Especially seeing like the intro get like 100 and something.
160, I think it's...
Whatever that's on now. That was really cool to see.
It's actually I'm quite happy with how it's going.
Did you check the analytics, like at watch time?
I think they need 4 videos to actually like get like feel for it. But yeah, I had people messaging me saying that I really enjoyed the content, and
That's cool that you've had people message you though.
yeah, people that I haven't spoken to in a while either. And I've got a friend possibly that's coming on next week that I haven't seen in a while, but is my oldest friend, which is awesome. So yeah, we're making moves.
That'd be really cool. I was really like impressed with the response to the podcast and like the immediate friend group that got involved.
Yeah.
Like I don't mean like our group. I just mean like in general our friends that got involved to like support.
Yeah.
It was really cool to see.
It is really good. I'm really enjoying it in the minute. And without you on that Saturday after we recorded the podcast, it took me like 3 hours to edit the video. Even though literally all I had to do was move audio into the Movie Maker and then add the picture behind it, then add the intro and the outro. It was fucking ball ache. It was so difficult.
Ball ache.
Absolute. Do you have any topics that you want to touch on? Oh, you said about going back to a bit of the ghost thing.
Yes, right. So I was listening to the podcast last week, and you're talking a lot about like ghosts and superstitions and stuff like that. And I was sat in my chair, listening to it, and I'm like, God, I really want to like speak on this because for those that don't know me, I'm a care assistant. I work in a care home for elderly people with dementia and Alzheimer's, and so I've been around my fair share of death, and I've certainly seen my fair share of ghosty things.
Weird things.
Weird things. Okay, we can say weird things.
Would you say that you believe in ghosts to start off this story? Would you say that, you believe in like the concept of ghosts? Or
it's weird, it's hard. I feel like even though I've got some pretty solid evidence, I still find it hard to say like
pretty solid. I like the sound.
I believe in ghosts. because believing sounds like it's like really like strong, passionate, but it's not. I've experienced it.
Yeah, I feel like I said last week, if you've had an experience with ghosts or with something like that, you are very like either skeptical or 100% sure.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
I think the first thing I would think of is I'm going nuts before I thought of like it's a ghost. I don't know.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. I feel like I've definitely fallen into the like 100% believe there's something.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a skeptic.
Mm.
I do try and like debunk a lot of things.
Yeah.
If something happens to me at work, I'll go like, oh, the door's open. Oh, it could be anything. But like, especially recently, I've seen some really weird shit recently.
Oh god, right. What? Right? Have you got like more than 5
What, like
ghost
experiences?
stories?
Not like off the top of my head, but I could probably think more than 5 things have happened to me.
All right, so I was going to say let's do a top 5. But it's quite hard to list things. So just hit me with the...
I could just like go through a few of them.
Yeah, go for it.
We've got, so our dining room, our kitchen's like joined onto the dining room, there's a door.
Wait, is this in the care home?
Yeah, the care home. So, kitchen's joined to the dining room by a door. I was stood in the door one day, and I got properly pushed into the kitchen.
What?
From the dining room, nothing behind me. And I know that that's a really tough one because it's like something that I've experienced. It wasn't like...
Was anyone there? Like with
people,
you?
yeah, like in front of me.
Yeah.
I got properly pushed into the kitchen. I almost fell over.
That's
it was
really
weird. It was weird. The amount of people, quotation marks, people that I've seen, like at the top of stairs or walking across a window or a door, is very strange.
And then they all like, you can see them like they're there.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
you can make out the...
On 2 occasions, I have seen a person.
Yeah.
Like, not
when
like,
there should
like
be
a
no
real
one there.
person. Like a ghost. 2 occasions, I've literally, like, seen a person walk across the... It was in the hallway, the corridor. From one bedroom. It was like something out of Scooby-Doo. You look like down the corridor and there are doors either side. You got, like, people running. One of my colleagues walked across from one bedroom to another, and then they were the only person in that bedroom. I literally saw someone else walk out.
That's so
But it's
weird.
not like it was like a normal like person like you and me. It was just like a...
Could you make out like features?
Yeah.
Like, facial features?
It was a man.
Oh, right.
They just walked across. But it was like ghostly.
Yeah.
It was like pale and everything, but it didn't look like a physical thing that was there.
Yeah.
Because it didn't look like it was like there and I could like touch it. Because I wasn't close enough. But it didn't look like I could touch it, but I could still make it out.
That's so weird.
2 occasions I've seen a person.
That is super weird.
And then the other times, stuff goes flying. Stuff comes flying off walls all the time.
Yeah.
Chairs get knocked over.
Yeah.
The amount of times I've been like touched, tapped by nothing is unbelievable.
That is really weird.
I was in the kitchen one day and we got cereal in there in like tubs. And I was just stood there and they're quite big tubs, quite sturdy and on like a sturdy shelf as well, not like it would fall off on its own. Just fall over and they went everywhere. Both tubs, just out of the blue, fell off the shelf.
Yeah.
And that was like a weird one because that was like, because I've got to fucking clean it up now. Like,
fucking ghosting.
bit inconsiderate, not gonna lie. But I remember like listening to the podcast last week and I'm just like, they're talking about ghosts. Like,
yeah.
I've got so much experience with them, especially with like working there for like a year now. Of just weird things that I've seen.
Yeah.
And experienced, and I'm just like, I just need to throw in my 2 cents.
Yeah. It is... I really want to believe it. I really do.
But don't get me wrong, I'm still sceptical.
Yeah, that's what's weird. Like, you've had these experiences and you're 100% sure they were real, and you weren't
the experiences definitely happened.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely saw a person.
Yeah. But what...
But
if
why?
it wasn't a ghost...
But why did I see that? Do you know what I mean?
If it wasn't a ghost, what would it have been?
Exactly. It can't. When there was only one person in that bedroom.
Was it like an old man that would have, like, theoretically lived there in the home?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Was it? Could you make out that he was old, or?
See, when I think about it, not too much. Because when I think about it, I just remember like a man walked across.
Yeah.
Across the corridor. Like,
Was
that's
it like,
all I think.
He was walking like with a hobble, or walking like hunched over, or?
No, he just kind of walked across, but he wasn't a tall man.
Yeah. That is
probably
bizarre.
about the same height as Jew.
Yeah, that is bizarre.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I will like remember.
Yeah.
Just seeing a man walk across, and I was like, that is so strange.
Did you say anything to it?
To the person, no.
Not to the ghost, I mean to
the person that went into the bedroom.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah. I was like, I shouted down the corridor.
Yeah.
I won't say a name because you probably,
Yeah.
But you're like, just stay where you are. And I walked down, went into the bedroom, nothing. Went into the bedroom that I saw the thing walk into, nothing there. The amount of times
was the door open, or?
On what, that it walked into?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, okay.
But the amount of as well, like the amount of times I've gone into a bedroom and our doors are held open by like these fire safety locks.
Yeah.
You like push it down and it keeps the door open.
Yeah.
The amount of times I just remembered another one. I've walked in there and the door's like closed behind me. It's weird. I remember walking into a bedroom, the door closed behind me, and all the wardrobe doors opened.
What?
Yeah.
You gotta stop doing this.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That was...
This makes me want to believe.
Again,
I kind of want to come to this home.
That one was solid. That was like... I went and tried to open one. So I closed them and opened them. And they didn't like open easily because they'd like been painted
Not
over.
like they'd been fallen open.
No, not that they're just like all blown open. Like, because they'd all been painted and like they were all stuck together, so it was a bit sticky to come out. All of them were. The door closed behind me and 3 wardrobe doors opened.
That is insane. That is insane.
But the thing is, like, it doesn't scare me.
Yeah.
I was just intrigued. I was like...
What?
I genuinely stood there and said, do something else.
Well, what? The only thing for that one is if the door slammed, then it could have... Sounds ridiculous, but blown the wardrobe doors open.
But it couldn't, because the wardrobe doors say... This is going to be really bad for the podcast because I'm going to use my hands to describe it to you. I'll use my words to describe it as best I can, but the door opens like from left to right.
Yeah.
And the wardrobes are on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
And they open like backwards towards the door, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So as the door closed, it couldn't open them the other way because they just didn't open that way.
That is so bizarre. Have you tried like slamming the door to see if it does open?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my god.
It was.
Did it slam? Did the door slam, or did it like gently close?
Like gently close. You can't slam the doors because they get to a point and then close slowly.
That is so bizarre. You got me like shweeded. I don't know what to think.
Absolutely shweeded.
That like. I can't even think of words for that.
No, this is what I'm saying. Like, it's so hard to believe if it didn't happen to you.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't really like go around preaching it, because people just be like, oh yeah.
Yeah, chat shit.
But seeing as you were like chatting ghosts last week, I was like,
yeah,
I really want to throw in my 2 cents.
Yeah. Do you have any like superstitions? Because we were talking about this last week. So
yeah, you were. And I was thinking, I was like, superstitions, not really, but I tend to be like, I feel like OCD can be confused for like superstition.
Yeah.
Or both, they're like similar.
Yeah.
And I'm quite an OCD person.
All right. Okay.
So like I like tend to do like the same. If I'm doing something and I've got a certain way of doing it, I will continue to do it that way.
Yeah. So like in terms of like what?
I can't even think of anything off the top of my head because like superstitions, I would say that I don't have any superstitions.
Yeah.
So it's hard to think like, what do I do
Yeah.
What do I do, and why do I do it like a certain way?
Yeah.
And why do I do it that way every time I do it? Because I can't really think of anything off the top of my head because I don't think about it.
Yeah.
It's just the way I do it. I don't know. Not really superstition, because I don't believe anything bad's going to happen if I do it differently.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just, it doesn't, you need to do it in a certain way, like for your sense of mind.
Yeah, but it's also just like, because I'm comfortable doing it a certain way.
I think that's the same, like a lot of things, but if that way isn't working for you, it comes into a lot of like, mentally, if something isn't working for you and you just keep doing the same thing, that's the definition of insanity. Like doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. And I think it works. I like to think of things in terms of like training and work or schoolwork or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, if something isn't working for me, I like to change it.
Yeah, I get you.
So I won't be one of those people that will stay with the same things it's comfortable.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Like, if something's not working, I'll go out and change it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And find a new way to do it.
I think it's the same in like either relationships, like relationships with friends, relationships with family. Like if you're with someone that you like you love, but that you're not comfortable constantly with them and you want to change things, don't be afraid to change that.
Exactly, like...
Or like make it like heard, because I feel like that person would rather hear it from you sooner rather than later. No matter how much it hurts at the time, then saying something is always better than holding it back.
Saying something will always be better. That's what I'm finding out, like being in a new relationship. Like, saying something is better than doing nothing.
Yeah.
I've always said from day one with my girlfriend, like, I want you to be comfortable. And I want, like, this relationship to be comfortable. So if at any point you're not, you need to say something.
Yeah.
Because then we can do something about it.
Or, like, assess the situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think with a lot of the times, people think too much. It sounds really shitty, and it will affect your decision no matter what the situation is. But you need to think for yourself a lot of the time. You need to think for your own mental health, for your own like well-being.
Again, this is what I've found. Like, didn't know what to expect going into it, and then it was just kind of like, oh yeah, I constantly need to do things for this person. But like, obviously I do. But it's also like, it's made me realise how much I need to think for myself as well, about what makes me happy.
Yeah. Yeah. It is difficult, because if you're not a self-centered person and you're not always...
I'm not at all. I'm a massive people pleaser.
Yeah.
I will do everything to even if it means I'm unhappy.
Yeah.
I'll make other people happy
before
I
I'll
make
try
myself
and go
happy.
out of my way to help other people's situations. And if that isn't working for me, or if they're not feeling it and like they're not happy with it, then I'll try my best to like do what I can, like to make them happy. Or
yeah, absolutely.
I think in like nowadays people get so caught up in like trying to please other people. Like, we are saying that we want to please other people, but keeping yourself happy and keeping your own mental
Keeping yourself
state.
happy seems to be the back of most people's minds.
Yeah.
I should say.
But then if you keep yourself happy and you to people around you, you are more happy, they're
Exactly.
going to respond better with you.
Going to be happier.
Yeah.
You're right, yeah. You've always got... Sometimes you need to take a step back and just go like, I'm what's important right now. I need to sort myself out. I need to do this for me.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing a lot of recently. And it's like, it has made me a happy person.
Yeah.
It's made my relationship healthier.
Yeah. I think I've recently been through something like that, and it was fucking horrible, and it still is to this day. Like, with the person I was with, it was horrible, to say the least, of like speaking to them about it. And I'm trying to get happier, and I am, but I'm just seeing how it feels at the minute. But then you love that person, so you don't want to fuck them about, but at the same time you don't know whether you'll act the same if you go back into it. My head's fucked at the minute. I don't really know what to do about it. It's horrible, but it's one of those things that I had to do. I knew that there wasn't something right, so I had to do something. And now I need to see how I feel in a few months' time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just in general, and I think doing this, working, and volunteering is what I'm enjoying at the minute. So why not? Why not keep doing it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, like, just I've said it enough already, but like, you just gotta make yourself happy sometimes before you make other people happy.
I think like if you're around someone positive, so I'm positive and someone else around me is a little bit negative, with me, it'll make them feel better.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
You just try and be positive all the time.
Absolutely, like, if like, well, yeah, just like a really simple analogy would be like, if my girlfriend's unhappy, I'll be happier. To like spread that good mood.
Yeah.
But then that just like happens for everything. Especially this time of year, Christmas spirit, spread the cheer.
Everyone's like buzzing about it.
But yeah, you just got. I literally just said it, but you've got to make yourself happy.
I think what's worse than being like, you've got to allow yourself to be negative sometimes. You've got to have those times in where you do reconsider things, you do think about things. But forcing positivity is worse, completely worse. I think it affects you more mentally than actually accepting a problem that you have, because forcing positivity, if you go into, for example, I always link it back to sport, but if I went into training and I was like, yeah, I'm going to be positive today, and I wasn't accepting that there was something wrong,
tend to get more frustrated.
And after the repercussions, because you were trying to force that positivity, you tricked your brain into thinking you were positive, coming out feeling shit, it will just escalate and downward spiral from there.
Absolutely.
And a lot of the people that will be listening will be in school, and you'll be surrounded by people that are negative, because school often is a shitty place to be with people that you don't necessarily like.
No, exactly.
So it is difficult to have that, but having something, a sport, a hobby, to keep you sidetracked with someone that is genuinely your friend is very different and very helpful. Because, and especially when you leave school, like I left school, proper school, 2 years ago, but year 11, 3 years ago. And
it's been 3 years.
Yeah, since year 11.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. And being in school, once you leave, you realise who your friends are. You realise who you can speak to and who like actually is going to have your back. Whereas my friend group went from like 30 people down to like 10 people, and now it's probably at a stable 10, because I've made friends through other things.
Oh yeah.
But like
after school, like my friend group was what? 5 people.
Mad.
From my old school where I was in year 11. I talked to one person. Like, to this day, I only talk to one person.
Yeah.
Out of the 100 and whatever were in my year.
Yeah.
And I was friends with everyone in my old school.
Yeah.
But, like, once you leave, you find out who your real friends are.
Yeah.
And, that started at 10, and then it was like 9, 8, 7, and now I'm at 1.
Yeah.
3 years on.
Yeah.
I could say, like, it's bigger now because I've been to work and I've done things outside of school now that have, like, pushed me to form new friendships and relationships and stuff like that. Like, I'm quite happy at the moment. I don't feel like you don't need hundreds of friends.
Yeah. You need some people you can talk to. Recently, I had an issue, like mentally an issue, where it started off with what happened, like my breakup, and then I started to just overthink everything. And our friend group is quite spread out, isn't it?
Yeah.
We are quite close together, but we rarely see each other in person. And I think girls say, oh, girls need girls' time and stuff like that. Lads need to speak to lads.
Boys need the boys.
Yeah, just to get things off their chest. And I went through a thing where for a week I wasn't eating. I'm a big eater and I eat a lot. And because of my exercise, I managed to keep it down. But I stopped doing gym because I wasn't happy with it. And then I stopped eating for about a week. And I was eating about 500 calories, if that. And then it came to fruition on a Sunday night. I ate a slice of toast, and then Monday morning I just had a complete breakdown. Like, I couldn't hack it. Like, everything just got on top of me. Like, all the problems that I had, whether they were big or small, it didn't matter because I couldn't handle it. And having people to talk to, like my parents, and then like some of my friends and some of like my closer friends, some of my further away friends, I was still able to message them and say something. But it was just like, you go through times like that, and I've never been through anything like that before. And my dad, I was at work and my dad gave me a piece of toast, and I've never looked at a piece of toast and fucking cried before because I couldn't eat it. Like, my body just wasn't able to eat it. I don't know what it was. It was the weirdest thing ever. I haven't spoke to that many people about it, but I feel like getting it off your chest is better than holding it in.
This is huge. Like, keep going. If you've got more to say, keep going.
I just think after that, for 5 years, I've been exercising, doing like swimming and gym, and then suddenly I stopped, like, from doing gym 4 times a week, and it felt like I could, like when I was doing gym, it was kind of an excuse to eat.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'll eat because I've burnt the calories off, so now I can eat it and put them back on. But then when I stopped doing that, I felt guilty, but I was hungry, like I was starving, but I just didn't want to eat.
Yeah.
And someone in my family recently is going through something with an eating problem, so that also got in my head a bit, and it's just shit gets on top of you, and I feel like I'm healthier now than I have been in the last month, even though the start of November and like the middle of November I was going through a literal mental breakdown. Like, I feel healthier now 3 weeks after that than I did in the middle of it, and I feel healthier than I have in the last 4 years.
See, like, this is why what you said earlier about boys needing boy time is so, like, so important, because there's always that stigma of mental health. Yeah. Especially with lads.
Yeah, I think...
And it's so easy to just go, oh, yeah, I'm alright.
Yeah, and
then, yeah, like you said, then you've suddenly got everything on your head. Yeah. And it's awful, like... Yeah. I'll let you keep talking, I've got some bits to say.
Like, it's, like you're saying, it's so important to have... Even if, like, we were saying lads need to talk to lads, but even if you're a lad and you've got a friend that's a girl that you can talk to, just having someone that's at your age, on your level, not possibly, but could have been going through the same thing, talking to them is so important. And it is difficult. It is difficult to comprehend how you'll feel in that situation, and it is difficult to understand how someone else is feeling, but being sympathetic towards it is more important than trying to understand it.
Sometimes all people need is a good ear.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say I was depressed. I would say I was very, very, like, under what, like, my normal levels, but depression is a chemical that's released in your brain. It's not to do with just being sad, and a lot of people just go, why don't they just get happier? It's not as easy. It's so naive. It
doesn't work.
It's so naive. It just, and then I don't think a lot of people self-medicate with, like, alcohol, and alcohol makes it worse. I'd say just talk about it to someone. And I know it's such a cliche, and everyone in your life will tell you, "Oh, just talk to someone about it." But literally, just open your mouth and see what happens. Open your mouth and talk.
It's not bad advice.
No, it's not.
It's not bad advice.
And, like, yeah, I've never been that upset. Like, I was just stood working, and then it hit me like a train, and I went off to the toilet and just sat in the toilet, like, on the floor in the toilet, just, like, crying because I couldn't, like, I didn't know what to do with myself. Like, I wanted to eat, but I couldn't eat, and then just everything else got on top of me. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I said I had some bits to say. Like, I feel like I've always struggled with anxiety.
Yeah.
Really struggled with anxiety. And I never really quite realised how bad it was until we were on our way to Cyprus.
Yeah.
We were flying to Cyprus, and we get there, it's like 11 o'clock at night, our flight's in the morning, and never done it before. This is recently, this is August. I've flown to Cyprus before, but never done it on my own.
All right.
And like,
were you on your own?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
With my brother.
All right.
So I was like already anxious about that, but just like a general feeling of anxiousness. Like,
yeah.
Just, you know, how you would feel, just a bit apprehensive about doing it. And I remember we got there and we got into our hotel bit, because the hotel and the like airport are all on one. We were staying at the airport, if you know what I mean. We went in and we tried to get our room, and they went, "Oh, you still got your bag? You can go and check that in now." And so we were like, "Oh, okay." So we rushed over to the terminal because check-in closed in like 15 minutes. Got there, no one's there. I was like, "This is brilliant. We'll check in our bag, and we can get going." Cut forward 10 minutes. They're trying to find us on the flight, and they tell us that we don't have seats, and that there's a chance. There's only a slim chance, like a tiny, tiny chance, that we'll have seats in the morning for the flight, which was at 6 o'clock. So this is like 6 hours time, 7 hours time.
Yeah.
And I remember, because don't drive at the moment, so we had, because I was going out to see my dad, so it was one of my dad's friends drove us 3 hours to the airport. I remember getting there, and I was holding it together, and I remember getting out, and just, I broke down. And I've never, it was a proper like panic and anxiety attack.
Yeah.
I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
I was just frozen.
Yeah.
Just absolutely, I was just broken. Just because I didn't know what to do.
I think
I could
not having a sense of direction is just as hard as having too many directions, if not harder. I
just stood there and I didn't know what to do. So I ring my dad up. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning in Cyprus, and he goes, and I go, "We don't have seats.
Yeah.
We're 3 hours away from home. What do we do?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, you stay the night and then see if you get on in the morning." And I was like, my brain's in overdrive at this point. I'm like thinking of every outcome. I'm just like, yeah, okay, that could work. We could sleep, stay the night, get seats in the morning, and we'll be on our way. But then I'm like, okay, but we don't get seats. Then what? He's like, "Oh, I'll pay for a taxi back home, Oxford to Lincoln." You're joking? Oxfordshire to Lincolnshire, yeah, hundreds and hundreds of pounds. You're thinking? I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Because that's putting you hundreds and hundreds of pounds out of pocket. Horrible. Like, I can't do that. And he's like, "Okay, then I'll pay for trains." And I'm like, right, okay. How are we getting to the train station? Taxi. Okay, yeah. Then, it's not one train.
Yeah.
I looked it up then and there. On Trainline or whatever. Trains from Oxfordshire to Lincoln. Like 6 stops. 6 changes. All with they're like 2-minute changes as well.
Yeah.
Not enough time. Well, it is enough time, but not when I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. I do know what I'm doing. I've done trains before, but you know what I mean? Like,
I've done trains.
I've been on a train before. But yeah, and I just... That was the moment I realised how much anxiety I had and how much it affected me in my life.
Yeah.
Because after that, I realised what my anxiety was.
Yeah.
And what I was doing because of it.
Yeah.
And it's been so bad. 2 weeks off, I feel like I was similar to what you were describing about just not wanting to eat, not wanting to do anything.
Yeah.
We ended up going back home that night, driving 3 hours back home.
Oh, really?
And we just kind of scrapped the holiday, and then my dad phoned the next day and said, "We got your tickets for from East Midlands,
Alright, brilliant.
like for tomorrow.
Mm.
And we went to bed. It was like 3 a.m. Went to bed, and I don't sleep in late, but I stopped in bed that whole day.
Yeah.
Just because I just couldn't get out.
Yeah.
And then it was like the day of the flights the next day, and I just didn't want to get up.
Yeah.
I didn't leave my bed.
Yeah.
Got up, and I just remember like sitting in, because it was the same friend then that drove us to East Midlands.
Yeah.
And I just remember sitting there, didn't say anything the whole car drive.
Mm.
Got through the airport and everything, and it started to ease then. But for the first week of the holiday, I was like completely shook up.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Mm.
I'm still coming to grips with it now.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I've got like a good friend group
Mm.
that I do talk to every now and again.
Yeah.
Like, girlfriend helps a lot.
Yeah.
Because I can be really vulnerable in front of her.
Yeah, I could.
It's just, it boils down to like, it's hard to be vulnerable.
Mm. I think with something like that, we are coming to that age where you do need to organise your own flights, and you do need to sort out your own like.
See, the thing is like
situations.
but it wasn't like me trying to be childish and not do it.
Yeah.
Because I could have done that.
Mm.
But it was because I feel like I wasn't in control.
Yeah.
Because like I could have gone, if I book a train, then I know what I'm doing.
Mm.
Because I've booked it and I've already got it organised in my head.
Yeah.
Whereas if someone was like, if my dad bought me those trains yesterday, I wouldn't have it organised in my head.
Yeah.
If I was like getting a train with like 4 stops, you know, I've done it before.
Yeah.
4 changes. I've gone from Lincoln to London, done the tube, and then London to Exeter, like the other side of the country.
Yeah.
On trains, but because I'd like planned that and booked it myself, I knew already exactly what I was doing at every place.
Yeah.
It was just not being in control, I think.
Yeah.
But then that brings on to the point, like, am I a control freak?
Yeah.
But I don't feel like I'm controlling. I just like to be in control of myself.
I think that's completely natural. I think anyone that says, "Oh, I just let shit happen and see how it goes," that is not true.
The thing is, though, like, I'm a really easygoing person.
Yeah. But
I'm like laid back.
I would say that the same for me, but if someone is fucking me about, or if my plans are in their hands, I'll like to keep checking up on them.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, absolutely.
What they're doing.
It was just like, but yeah, that was like the day that I realised that I had a serious like anxiety problem.
Yeah, I think it's kind of weird. We, obviously, a lot of people don't know, but we know each other through drama at school mainly. I'd say that's where we became friends properly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because that was our like first class together.
Yeah, and in drama, I was always quite anxious. Like I'd say I have tics a bit more than anything, or tells that I'm anxious. In front of like performing in front of like your parent, like not your parents in general.
Parents in general, yeah.
And stuff like that. But it kind of is made worse when there's more pressure on things. So like situations where there are plans. And then when we were talking before, I started like rubbing my leg with my foot.
Yeah, I had to point it out to you to stop, because I know you'd be listening back later and you'd be like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, why am I rubbing my foot?"
Yeah. So even that, like,
and that was you talking about. That was you like vulnerable.
Yeah.
And you were just constantly.
Yeah. Fidgeting.
Yeah.
So like in drama, I'd get that as well. Our drama year, like last year, was such a shit show, wasn't it? Well, my last year, not your last year.
Drama was good. I don't want to chat shit about drama, because like, even though it was like tough, I still had a laugh.
Yeah.
History Boys was
shit.
Oh, History Boys was something else.
Yeah. Well, in year 12, me and Nathaniel performed History Boys together with 4 others? No.
Yeah.
4 others.
3 others.
3 of us. And it was difficult in terms of, like, I think when...
I still feel like at that point, I hadn't established who I was at the school.
Yeah.
Because year 12 was my first year at yours, Will Rock.
Yeah. And I'd never been with... Like, a lot of the people in there were very high-level drama students. And even though I'd worked with them in other drama, not all of them, in other drama like environments, it is weird working with people you don't really know. And especially with something with like drama, there's always going to be conflict. And
always
going to be conflict, and there was. So I don't know, it's in terms of anxiety and stuff, it is so difficult to judge it yourself until something like that has happened to you, and it's so difficult to judge someone else's situation. You can at the time like if someone's telling you in hindsight, you can provide a completely rational opinion, and like if in the time they'd known that, they'd have been like, oh, brilliant. But you need to take your mind out of that set and think of them and how they were feeling at the time.
Absolutely.
It is a difficult, very difficult thing to...
I'm starting to think maybe we should like try moving on.
Yeah.
Because it has been quite solemn.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's been a really good like... I don't know how long...
45 minutes.
45 minutes?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're all constantly like that. It was like that last week.
Wow.
Well, 2 hours went so quickly.
Yeah, I feel... I'm quite happy to draw a line under that there.
Yeah.
I feel like I discussed like a lot.
Yeah.
You discussed a lot. Jeez, dude.
Right.
I hope you feel better after that.
Yeah, I actually do. It is good to talk, even if you're not
therapeutic,
talking to...
isn't it?
I'm talking to people I can't see.
Well, you're talking to me. I'm over here.
Yeah, but... Yeah. It is weird.
Definitely.
It is weird. And the way your mind thinks is very strange as well. Not
mine's
yours.
a weird thing. Maybe that's a different...
Yeah.
Maybe that's a different episode.
Should we talk about...
Do you have anything else? What did you bring to the table?
Just I want to know what your thoughts are on sort of the like movement in games at the minute, because there is a bit of a movement happening.
The movement in games.
So like the Battlefront thing, we touched on it a little bit last week, but I don't think we touched very in depth.
Right.
People would be interested to.
So the kind of the way that games are moving towards like cheaper but microtransactions, but also the flip side, like EA taking microtransactions out completely.
For the time
being.
They...
Whilst we're on the topic of games, actually, oh my god, can I talk about a game I played last night that fucked me up?
Oh god.
You might have seen it on YouTube. It's like don't judge me because it was free and I saw so much about it, so I had to download it. But it's called Doki Doki Literature Club. And the premise is like
I've seen PewDiePie play it.
You're a guy and you get coaxed into going to this it's anime, and you get coaxed into going into this like Japanese after school club for literature, and then you play like
the concept's so interesting.
You play like 2 hours. In real life. You play like 2 hours and you get like really attached to these characters.
Wait, you played it for 2 hours?
I've got like 4 hours on that. Because you like play for 2 hours and it's normal.
Yeah.
And then just fucked up shit starts to happen.
Alright.
It's like a proper horror game.
Oh, right, it's a horror. I didn't know that.
But it's like disguised as like this Japanese like graphic novel kind of game.
Yeah.
But I'm still feeling fucked up from it. And I'm not finished the game.
Oh my god.
It's like really like scary and has me on edge all the time.
Yeah.
It was just I just wanted to like bring that up. Don't judge me.
I'm judging pretty hard.
It was just because like I saw it on YouTube and then my brother said like, oh, look at this horror game. It's free. And I went, Then I downloaded it and it's like fucking clicking simulator. You just click to scroll through all the text and all the speech and everything. But then like fucked up shit starts to happen.
Yeah.
And like it was just genuinely terrified me.
Yeah.
I felt like I had to sleep with a light on.
I feel like when you're playing a game, like when Slender came out, and you play a game, a horror game, it is so much worse than watching a horror movie. So much worse.
Horror movies don't faze me at all.
No. And when we're watching it, well, no, I don't really like horror movies, but when I'm watching them with friends, it's so easy. Like, it's funny.
Oh, yeah, because you can take the mick out of anything you say. Yeah.
But when you play a horror game and you're immersed in it and you're having to...
Absolutely, it's the immersion, isn't it? With a film, you're watching a film. Whereas when you're in a game, you're like in control.
Yeah.
I'm going back to being in control.
Yeah.
You're like controlling it. It's weird. Games fuck me up. Right, the movement in games then. Not a fan of microtransactions, not gonna lie.
Obviously. Well, I hope you're not.
It's so shit.
I think I would be happy with the microtransactions in Battlefront 2, and I haven't bought it, just so everyone knows. I'm not, my opinion isn't swayed by the gameplay or anything like that. The microtransactions in that game were so sly and shady.
That's what it is, it's just shady.
Yeah.
Not being upfront straight away.
But they said originally it was like, no season pass, and everyone was like, fuck yes, hell yeah, no season pass. And then they brought the beta out, and everyone realised quickly that the microtransactions in it were exploitive. Is that a word?
Exploitative, I think.
Exploitative. Wait, is that?
Exploitive. Either way,
they exploited people.
Yeah.
And it was a gambling-based microtransactions loot box system. And the outrage from Star Wars fans and games fans on Reddit, on YouTube, on every platform that EA held like a page on was doxed and abused, essentially. And they've removed them, the microtransactions, for now, and it shows how much of an impact we as a community can have on games, on the development of games. And like a game we are playing, and it's the only game I play at the minute, Fortnite, because it's so much fun. The community,
took me a while to get into Fortnite.
Yeah, because the control system is very different. Like getting used to it, the building aspect, and the element of like the loot box system in that is so much better because it's just cosmetic.
Yeah. And
I'm actually tempted to buy something off that loot box system because I'm enjoying the game so much.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's crossed my mind.
Yeah. Except the V-Bucks system is so fucked up.
Except it costs you £7 to get half a pickaxe.
Yeah. And you literally can't buy half a pickaxe before anyone says that. Should we talk... like that topic is a bit dead. It's been run to the ground.
Yeah, definitely.
A bit about like the progression of this podcast, because people do keep asking me, and I've said it in the last video, and I said it in the first video about it being filmed. But something else that I'd like to do is, and we can implement this straight away, is like a Q&A section at the end of the podcast. So I'll just ask on this podcast now. Anyone want to comment any questions they want to ask us?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That'd be so
comments.
Cool.
Yeah, in the YouTube comments or my Instagram comments, which is lucid_podcasting, on the pictures or whatever in there, then you can do that, and we'll in the next podcast I'll answer them. I don't know who will be on, so you can't really direct it towards them, just direct it towards me in general.
Yeah, just general questions. That'd be so cool, yeah. Certainly, like, user interaction is the wrong word, like, viewer interaction, that's the one.
Yeah.
Would be so sick to integrate.
Yeah.
And you're right, the progression of the podcast. I remember you saying, like, maybe this time next year we could start thinking about filming.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be a lot sooner than you think.
Yeah. At the minute, the way it's going, I'm getting so much, like, great feedback, great, like... interaction with people, as I said before, people I haven't spoken to in a while, that at the minute, in 3 months' time, I'd say it could be on Twitch. I could set up a Twitch channel.
You could, you just need somewhere to set it up.
Yeah, I'd be happy to do it in here. Like, it's a funny room, it's quite, retro and stuff. It'd be quite fun to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're not wrong, get it up on Twitch, record it, put it on the YouTube.
Yeah,
and that way there's direct user interaction there.
Yeah,
there,
and people watching can ask questions.
Yeah, absolutely. It depends on growth though.
Yeah,
I should say for 3 months' time, you definitely want to be aiming for maybe recording it.
Yeah,
and then once you're getting a decent amount of interaction, Twitch is certainly the place to go.
Yeah, and at the minute YouTube is dead.
YouTube is dead.
Well, it's dying unless they do something about it. It is dying at the minute, and I think Twitch is a very stable platform.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's so many variations on things, and I think there is a spot for a younger group of podcasters, sort of thing.
I think it's definitely what's the word I'm looking for? niche isn't right.
No.
But like, it is. It's like a niche.
Mm.
Like this style, this like young, almost like fresh-faced take on podcasting.
Yeah.
Even though we're like pretty much doing what other people
Yeah.
do, it's like you think about big podcasters.
Yeah.
And then you think about their age.
Yeah.
And they offer like that sort of like wisdom.
Yeah.
Whereas ours is kind of like, I feel like ours is a lot more personal.
Yeah, definitely.
I say ours, your podcast.
Well, no, you've just had just as much of an interaction with, or an integration as I have. Or, yeah. It's going to be interesting. I'm very excited to see where it goes.
I'm excited to see where it goes because, like we said at the beginning, like it's mental to see that both already have 100 plus views.
Yeah.
And
I think I'm going to keep up the... people probably fucking hate it, but like I've been posting on the Instagram, like on my personal account, and then on the podcasting account.
Yeah.
I've been posting those like things saying watch podcast. People are probably bored of it, but
it's just about getting it out there, isn't it?
And I don't. I'm a bit hung up on like in terms of who I'm providing the podcast to, like my audience. At the minute, I don't know, because a lot of the people that are watching it are in friend group.
So I'd say like the demographic at the moment is sort of like 18 to 24.
Yeah.
Would be maybe like your target audience.
Yeah. Maybe I'd say 15 to 24 maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. So supplying them with content that's interesting is quite difficult, whereas I don't want to be stuck talking about things that I'm not bothered about. And obviously a lot of people will tune out when we talk about games, or when we talk about movies or TV shows or whatever. But what I want to do is, like in the first video, I don't know if people noticed, but I put the time codes in so that people could just go to whatever time they wanted and listen to the topics that interested them. So I'll do that for every podcast. I'm not bothered about, like, it's so easy to implement.
Yeah.
And then hopefully in the future, when it gets a bit bigger, I can take like 10-minute clips of someone talking about something interesting, like on the Joe Rogan podcast, someone edits the clips for him and puts 10-minute clips of them, say Joe Rogan on Donald Trump, for example.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan on conspiracy theories, whatever. So it is, I'm enjoying where it's going at the minute.
Absolutely, I am.
Yeah.
It's so cool that 2 weeks ago you were at my house saying like, let's make a podcast, and now like we're on the second episode and I'm in your house.
Yeah.
And we're literally recording it.
Yeah.
It's not just the thought.
Yeah.
I know I said that in the intro, like talking about how it's gone from, oh yeah, I want to make a podcast, to you arriving at my house with a microphone.
Yeah.
But it's just like amazing to see that it's literally happening.
Yeah. I think with a lot of things in life in general, people can be like caught up on what if, and with this I didn't want to have that feeling of in a year's time being like, what if I'd started it then? So I wanted to do it. It was like 1 week, and in the middle of the week I was like, I want to do this, I need to do this. It was just after this thing had happened, and then the next like time I thought about it was when we were doing it, sort of thing, that same week.
Yeah.
Which it's so great, and it I feel like if you sit on something for a month or two, your motivation to do that thing decreases drastically. But if you hit it whilst it's in your mind, like if you ever think, right, I'll do it tomorrow morning, like your homework.
Yeah.
If you ever like, I'll do my homework tomorrow morning, you never do it.
No, absolutely.
No matter what type of person you are, if you're like, I'll do it after the weekend, you never do it. And if you do it, it takes a lot more motivation to do it than if you would have just been like, right, I'll go there now and do it. So, and let's change up the topic a bit. So, I wanted to talk about movies and TV shows.
Okay.
And this is one of Steve's topics, so he's going to kill me for bringing this up.
Fuck you, Steve. Fuck you.
But he said, do you think TV shows are becoming better than movies? and I have my own 2 cents on this. So my thoughts are that TV shows allow you to tell a much broader narrative, much broader, and allow you to explore multiple storylines in which a viewer can get engrossed in. But if you don't capture someone's imagination in the first half hour of a movie, you're going to struggle to keep them interested for the rest of it.
I think the way TV's going at the moment is like TV series are just one long one long movie.
Yeah, that's why I think of it.
Because if you take, I feel like if you take like the Marvel TV series,
yeah,
if you take like Daredevil,
just
like as an example, just plucked from the bunch, you take Daredevil, that 13 episodes, just feels like one long movie.
Yeah.
And you don't get bored.
Yeah. I think it's strange because, well, it's some of the things where it's 13 episodes, they are a bit too many, I think. And they do have filler episodes. But with movies, I feel like you get bored easier in a movie than you do watching 13 episodes of a television programme. Yeah. Which is crazy.
If I'm bored in a movie, I feel really bored.
Yeah.
The last time I feel like, I can't remember what I went to last see, but I remember sat in the, what is it, Alien, the new Alien film.
Yeah.
And it was boring.
Yeah.
And that was a long 2 and a bit hours.
Yeah. But
the thing is, like with a TV series, you can sit there and fucking grind it out.
Yeah.
You can sit there and binge it all if you wanted.
I think in movies, when you start a movie, you know there's going to be some sort of an outcome and resolution. But with a TV show, there's more than one season, and you know there's going to be more than one season. If you're starting a binge, like say you start Breaking Bad, there's 5 seasons, I think, of that. So at the start, you know that there's so much more to watch. But in a movie, if you start a movie and it's not captured your imagination, your attention, then there's only 2 hours left, and what can it do in those 2 hours to get that back from you?
Absolutely, yeah. It's tough. Like, if you said it, if a movie don't get you straight away, that's it.
Yeah.
But I feel like movies, TV shows are becoming bigger. There was a time when YouTube was huge, and people thought TV was going to be, like... Dead. But now... And I still feel like TV is dead, but like streaming isn't. Streaming's like booming right now.
Huge. I think streaming is going to kill television. And another thing, this pisses me off. With television, they expect you to stay through the adverts. Yeah. The adverts kill television. I don't know why they don't just do... At the start of a programme, an hour-long programme, they say all the adverts or the sponsors at the start of that programme, and they have those set sponsors for the programme, and then there's no interruption until the end of that programme, then another one starts and you start...
You think you're watching an hour-long TV show. It's 45 minutes.
It's shit.
Because you get an ad to start with, and an ad 15 minutes, or like 10 minutes in, another ad, then another ad, then another ad.
Yeah.
And then it's the end.
It kills it. And that's why streaming services are so big.
It does, you lose complete attention. Like, the only TV show I watch on TV now is The Walking Dead. Yeah. And even then, I'm still not, 100% into it this season. Yeah. I just kind of watch it, because I have been watching it since 2009.
Yeah, you want the payoff to be
or whatever. And I remember, I watch it and I'm into it, then the advert comes on, and I'm straight on my phone. Yeah. Not even think about it. Yeah. Depending on, it depends... Doesn't even depend, was what I'm trying to say, on what's just happened. Yeah. I'm straight on my phone. Yeah. And I'm not paying attention then. And just lose complete interest. And then it's like, I've got to get back into it.
Yeah. It's so strange how adverts came around in TV, because where is the research to show that adverts in the middle of TV programmes is selling them anything more? Exactly. I've never looked at an advert on telly, I don't think, for a car or anything like that. I've been like, oh, the car's nice, but that's not the reason I'm going to the shop and buying that. Maybe it's subliminal.
Maybe.
But most of the products I buy and stuff like that is from either a YouTube video, or I watch a review on it. Yeah. Or if it's a film, I'll watch a review on it. I won't watch an advert on telly and then go, oh, I'm going to watch that movie now. I'll make sure I have evidence to back up the reason for spending my money. Yeah. And when hopefully eventually this podcast will get sponsors, I wouldn't, unless it's specified by the sponsor, I will never do it in the middle because it just kills the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you got like ads to read, you'd like want to get them over with straight away so you could get into the content.
Yeah, because I just think there's nothing worse than being in the middle of a really good conversation, and then at the hour mark, they're going, "Oh, we need to do an ad break now."
Mm-hmm.
Talking of breaks.
Is it time for one?
Yeah, I need the toilet. I think we're about halfway mark. So we'll be straight back. Welcome back. I keep saying that every time we have a break.
Oh, welcome back. Even though it was a second.
Yeah.
Even though there was no break for you.
Yeah. So we're going to talk a bit about social media and how it's affecting us as people in general, and some of the sly shit that Facebook get up to behind our backs, and like not just Facebook to call them out in general, but like.
To be fair though, fuck Mark Zuckerberg. Suck. Give me the suck.
Zuckerberg.
Mark Lizardberg.
Yeah, literally. Right. So, I watched that video on. It's where Facebook is listening to you. And
yeah.
Apparently Instagram does the same thing.
That's because Instagram's owned by Facebook.
So, I haven't put anything to the test, right? And this is a couple things. So, I've never searched anything to do with watches on my phone or Hugo Boss, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the other day I was talking about watches and beard cream, and because I really want to grow a beard.
Mm-hmm.
You can see now I'm a baby face boy.
Yeah.
little baby boy.
Cute little babby.
And I've not got a beard, but I want a beard.
Yeah.
Like really bad. Like I don't like.
I don't. I did Movember and shaved my face apart from a tash, and that was enough to make me not want facial hair. And I know like looks a bit awful today. That's just laziness. That's just not wanting to shave in the morning. That's what that is.
So at work, my phone is like on this windowsill,
mm-hmm.
and we're talking in another room, but you can still hear it like from like quite easily.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about like me growing a beard, and they were like, "Yo, you need to shave it more often. Like you need to shave it even if there's no hair there. Like the wives' tale that I don't know if it's real, but if you shave, hair will grow, even if there's not much there. If you're shaving something, it'll grow faster." But we're talking about that. I've never searched anything to do with that on my phone, like razors or anything. And that same day, razors come up as an ad on my Instagram feed. Then, I've never searched anything about Hugo Boss, except the other day, whilst my phone was on me, I said to Mum, for Christmas, I want this Hugo Boss aftershave that I've had before, but it's always been bought to me as a present. And yesterday, that ad came up an ad for it came up on my Instagram feed.
That's weird.
It's so shady.
It is so shady.
And
the thing is though, like when you click agree, you literally agree to it.
But you can't, if you click no, then you can't.
Yeah, then you can't use the app.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
It's like with cookies. If you is visiting, for example, ASOS, on other sites that you're visiting, ASOS will be the ad that pops up on there. I notice it all the time, and like that's what cookies are, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so annoying. It's so shady.
Social media. Welcome to social media.
Yeah.
Social media is. I don't even like it, honestly. I've got Facebook because everyone's got Facebook.
I only use Facebook for Messenger.
I only use Facebook for Messenger.
Yeah.
I'll browse it, but I don't like use it for anything.
Yeah, I don't post anything on Facebook at all.
Twitter's like my go-to.
I don't use it at all.
Just because it's again, I hardly tweet. But I just like follow people and just like scroll it. There's a lot of memes on Twitter. Instagram is just used for memes, not gonna lie.
We just send memes to each other in the meme chat.
The meme chat.
a ex programmer for Facebook. I hate quoting things, but he said some along the lines of, we did sell customer information to companies in order to for them to push ads towards the customers. and I'm not surprised.
No,
I'm not surprised
I'm
at
not
all.
surprised.
And Mark Zuckerberg,
Zuck. The Zuck.
has said stuff along the lines of, and don't take this, do your own research on this because I might be misinterpreting it, but he said stuff along the lines of, like, we do use customers' data to paint an essential picture of them.
Yeah.
And they essentially say you've posted something and no one's really liking it. You've got maybe 2 likes on your Facebook post, whatever. It will push your photo, for example, to your friends, and even if it's like 2 days old, it'll push it to the top of the news feed.
Yeah.
It does it on Instagram now, actually. So that
I don't like it. I wish we could go back to the chronological Instagram.
Yeah.
Because the amount of posts that I miss because just
and you get like 4 days ago.
Yeah.
And anyway, and it pushes that to the top of your friend's news feed so that they see it more often. And then if you get that if you get, say, you went from 2 to 30, you're going to be like going on it more often. So then you'll see more ads.
Yeah.
It's so shady. The whole business is shady. And just the fact that they're listening, and apparently it's an algorithm. It's not a human person listening, but it's an algorithm that picks out keywords in your speech. So obviously Hugo Boss and aftershave, for example, because that's what's happened to me. It picked that up and then it has used that to push me ads for that company.
It's weird. Yeah. I just... What's the point of being so shady?
Yeah.
It's just shady, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Just people at the top, they're just... Yeah. People at the top are awful.
Yeah.
The people running things that
Yeah.
need a serious kicking.
Yeah. In the news recently, as we were walking in the house, we spoke about this, but there's an adult film star called August Ames, and she recently tweeted something saying along the lines of, whoever's taken over from my shoot on Wednesday with a such and such, you do realise he's done gay porn, right? This was on Philip DeFranco, is the video I watched about it. And I had no idea this had happened, and she got so much hate from it, like unbelievable, like you should take a cyanide pill, kill yourself and all this, and then that next day she hung herself.
It's like bullying on social media is such like, it's so easy.
Yeah, I would say that, but I think bullying on a low level is natural because people have anonymity and they can't be brought to like court for their actions, and you can say whatever the fuck you like, but I don't believe in, if you're someone like that, like her, a lot of her business essentially runs on like her social media presence.
Yeah, it's
so
weird,
getting off
like...
it or deleting the app is going to affect her just as much as reading the comments. So I don't necessarily, it's going to be difficult, some people probably won't agree with what I'm saying, but I don't believe in cyberbullying because I think a lot of the time you can just turn off, like...
just close the laptop!
Yeah, literally don't read it.
I
can understand in real life if someone comes up to you and starts pushing you about and bullying you, then
I get that,
that's upsetting and that will affect you mentally. But if I message someone or attack someone on Facebook, bullying them, or on Twitter, and then they blame me for their problems, I'm not saying I've never done it. I've never attacked someone on Twitter or whatever because it is pathetic.
Yeah.
Because it's pussy, essentially. You're too much of a pussy to do something in real life. So, like, I'm probably going to get so much, like, cyberbullying from this.
You're going to get cyberbullying.
Really
I'm going to cyberbully you in the comments.
But I think social media is, on some ways, it's amazing because in the last 10 years, only 10 years of human history, you can connect with anyone in the world. Within reason. They might not message you back, but you can put a message forward to them.
Yeah.
Anyone in the world that's got that app. And it's making us as people more aware of things because news goes around faster, and like mainstream media doesn't always present news in certain ways, or it does present it in certain ways that pushes their own agenda. And having something like social media gives us, like normal people, a platform to express, to push their own views, to make their own views heard. But on the other hand, it is cancerous a lot of the time.
Oh yeah.
Because people in general are cancerous. Like we are, we are bad.
We are a cancer, to be fair.
Yeah, it's so, and people get upset when, like, they are like bullied on social media, but you've got to remember that person in real life would never say that stuff to you.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, would never say that stuff to you.
Yeah, it's weird. But there's like a difference between like getting hate from like a random person on Twitter and then like me messaging you or like on the messenger, like bullying you
directly
because you know me. I'm just choosing to do it online.
If you know me, yeah, and if you're at school and someone is,
but then like cyberbullying comes under both of those. So it's like, what is cyberbullying? Yeah,
I've not experienced it intensely at all in some stories I've heard, but I don't understand why you couldn't just turn it off.
I do get it, but you know. Should we move on?
Yeah.
It's like a complete change of direction.
Right, a right angle change.
Star Wars predictions.
Oh right. Yeah, this is gonna be. I don't want to spoil anything though, but
how can we spoil it if the film's not out?
But you can make a prediction that could come true.
Yeah, you could do.
Right, so these are complete predictions. We don't know anything that can happen.
We don't have the inside scoop.
Yeah, we're not on scoop level yet.
We are not scooping.
So...
Kylo Ren's good.
You think? I think that is true. However, I think they might sponge off Empire Strikes Back.
Right, what do you mean?
Because...
Do you mean like Darth Vader's like return to the light?
No. I think that they're going to use the storyline from Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, Empire Strikes Back is 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
That's 6.
Yeah.
What happened in 5?
Empire Strikes Back is the one where he's like, I'm your father.
Oh, yeah.
It's the one that's like the best one.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So I think that they will... Because in Force Awakens, they sponged off New Hope a little bit.
Yeah, 4 and 7 was so similar.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah. So I think, and from the trailers that we've seen, Luke is training Rey. Rey, possibly Luke dies?
Possibly
like
Luke dies.
Yoda.
But, again, that could be a bit spongy.
Yeah.
But then it's also like... I feel like I haven't seen the trailer for a while.
I haven't seen the trailer for a while either. But I try to avoid them because that one of them they brought out, Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, the actor that plays Luke Skywalker, tweeted, "Don't watch this trailer because it's spoilery," and the director I think tweeted it as well. So I think trailers at the minute, Steve doesn't watch any trailers.
But again, this goes back to the movies versus TV thing. Trailers are made to be more exciting to get more people to go watch it. But the only way it's going to be more exciting is to show more of the movie.
Yeah, it's difficult because there is like studies, not studies, like just...
Oh yeah, sorry
stats,
Mr. Science Genius.
Stats showing that people aren't going to the movies as much.
Yeah, it's going to cost me fucking £13 to get in.
Yeah, I can understand.
It's a rip-off.
Absolute
rip-off.
Yeah.
Oh, it grinds my gears. It really does.
My motto is, you have entertainment £1 an hour of entertainment.
£1 an hour, so it should cost you £2.
Yeah. You only get 2 hours of entertainment.
and you might not even get entertained. It might be shit.
So, like, for games, you shouldn't be paying £60 for a game that won't last you 60 hours.
No, I get that.
It makes more sense for games than it does for movies.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, Star Wars predictions. Do you have any like proper predictions?
I think Leia will die because Carrie Fisher's died in real life, unfortunately. But I think...
I don't know, because she died after they finished filming
Yeah.
her. So it depends what they decided to do.
She might just have like a send-off like Paul Walker did. In...
When I see you again.
Beautiful. When...
That's all I'm gonna hear at the end.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Yeah, I think they will do a send-off like that, like a nice tribute send-off
tribute
sort of thing. But I think Kylo will be good. Rey will find Snoke. And...
I saw a theory that Snoke was one of the
Jar Jar Binks.
children that Anakin...
Slate. Oh, yeah.
There
Could
was
be.
a picture of... It was the kid in the prequels that goes, Anakin, what are we gonna do?
Oh, yeah. That's
That
quite a
kid.
good impression.
Anakin... Or is that Master Anakin? What are we gonna do? People reckon that that Snoke is that child. I saw that theory.
I think the better theory is that he's Darth Plagueis. And we're going to get into some really nerdy shit right now. But in the third of the new trilogy, Emperor Palpatine mentions someone called Darth Plagueis who used to be his master, who he killed. And a lot of people think that's him. But it could be... Like, you don't know with this franchise, you don't know. It could be a complete misdirect.
You weren't expecting Kylo to be Han and Leia's child.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was a bit more obvious, but...
Oh, yeah, but like it wasn't like you were going into the film expecting that.
Yeah. It will be very interesting. I'm very excited.
It will be very interesting. It comes out in like 5 days.
Yeah, it comes out on Thursday.
6 days.
Yeah. Buzzing.
Zing buzz, as they say.
Buzzinga.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
Um,
Okay, actually, I've got a thing to talk about. Did you see YouTube Rewind?
No. Not...
It's awful.
Oh, no, I saw PewDiePie react to it.
It's so awful.
It's got so many memes.
KSI sold his soul. Did you see him? He stood there with a fidget spinner, like spinning it in YouTube Rewind. Like, imagine being KSI and that's what you do for
Yeah, but
YouTube
KSI
Rewind.
is fucking dead now. I'm surprised they let him on. He's such a cunt.
And they didn't let Poods.
Yeah. Mad. What?
Joe Weller wasn't in it though, was he?
No.
Geezer.
Yeah, I can't wait for that fight.
I can't
It's just
wait
like
for
the unknown, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I hope someone gets knocked out.
I hope Joe Weller knocks KSI out because I don't like KSI, but I
Yeah.
also don't like Joe Weller.
Yeah. Joe Weller's alright. He's just
KSI's a
lad.
knob.
Yeah, KSI's a complete knob.
Watch him tweet out this video.
That would be
KSI,
funny.
skip to 1 hour or whatever we're on.
23.
Skip to 1 hour 23.
And listen to these boys rip me.
We can listen to me get ripped.
But like, he took the mick out of like depression and stuff, didn't
Yeah,
he? To
not a fan.
Joe Weller's face. KSI has said, or Joe has said that. Or maybe it was True Geordie. Do you know True Geordie?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that it was originally set up. It is set up.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it is for money. But
yeah, YouTube Rewind was something else. It's gone down. It looked like it was made by a fucking 2-year-old.
they've got to fit like thousands of YouTubers in it because it's everyone that's
I
got
didn't
over a
recognise
million.
anyone.
It's everyone that's got over 1 million subscribers.
Wasn't PewDiePie.
Yeah, not him. Anyone they accepted, but he didn't get asked.
I don't think Jack Spadicy was in it.
Maybe he didn't want to go.
Milkiplier was.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's shit.
YouTube Rewind is so bad.
It had the polls in it, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
Everyday bros.
Everyday bros. And then they were like fake beefing and then they started dancing.
What was all the slime shit?
Because slime videos, dude.
I hate those videos. They make me cringe. I see on Instagram all the time, and you know you
I
can
hate slime videos.
you can go. I don't want to see any more of these.
Yeah.
Like you can
Do that on every
shit.
single one.
Yeah, let's see on my Explore.
Yeah.
I can spend hours on Explore feed.
I do spend hours on Explore.
Yeah.
That's all I do at work when there's nothing happening.
Mm.
Sit on Explore, browse memes.
Yeah.
The occasional slime video.
Yeah.
The occasional makeup tutorial.
Make-
Don't mind a good makeup tutorial.
That's a good topic. Guilty pleasures.
Guilty pleasures. Right, yeah, don't mind a good makeup tutorial. Eyebrow tutorials. Ooh, they look good. Nail art. I'm a big fan of nail art.
No thanks.
But makeup tutorials, yeah.
What? Do you have any actual guilty? Well, I guess that is an actual guilty.
That's
pleasure,
an actual guilty pleasure.
but others.
What other guilty pleasures might I have? Little Mix.
I'm shaking my head.
Little Mix is a guilty pleasure.
Hey, do you actually like Little Mix?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I got the power. Just a touch of your love's enough to knock me
Stop.
out.
Right, my guilty pleasures. Has anyone ever seen a little unknown channel called Dude Perfect?
Oh, Dude Perfect, you say?
I fucking love Dude Perfect. I know
Well,
that
like Bottle Flip 2.
the Bottle Flip Backwards Edition, mate.
Backwards
They've
Edition
done
2.
backwards. If anyone
Bottle
has
Flip Backwards Edition 2.
hashtag 2. As if you haven't seen Dude
You haven't seen YouTube until you've seen Dude Perfect 2.
If you haven't seen Backward Edition...
If you haven't seen a Backward Edition, what are you even doing with your life?
Yeah, to be fair, what are you doing with your life? It's so funny because you know they've tried for hours to do that one thing. That's why they pump out a video a month because
they're trying to flip a bottle
backwards.
backwards.
Oh, I love Dude Perfect so much, and no, like they're obviously doing very well.
Oh yeah,
they're doing so well. Like the studio they have is insane, and they're sponsored by like Under Armour and shit, and Nerf. It's crazy. The amount of money they made
perfect.
is Dude Perfect. Get a clean one.
Any other guilty pleasures? I can't really think of guilty like.
I don't know if this is a guilty pleasure, but on GTA they have like the radio stations.
Yeah.
And I actually legitimately enjoy 3 of them, and I'll listen to them.
Like non-stop pop.
Non-stop pop, legit. I put that on at work.
Non-stop pop's good.
Yeah.
Especially when you get Backstreet Boys on there.
Yeah, hell yeah. Love that. What type of music are you into? Well, I know, but people don't know.
Oh, that's a good question as well. What type of music am I into? I don't know. I should say like mostly like at the moment kind of like pop.
Mm.
Because it's like EDM. I was like big into EDM a few years ago when it was like really underground.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like just like not
Yeah.
popular. And then it like became popular, and now it's like what's on the radio all the time. So
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, yeah, I guess like pop music, but it depends. Like it really depends what time of year.
Yeah.
If it's like summer, I prefer like pop, like EDM, like summer jams. But when it's like it is now, when it's like winter, when it's like the dark months, I really like indie music, like indie rock, indie like.
Yeah.
I love putting on like an Arctic Monkeys album at this time of year.
Talking of, well, Arctic Monkeys aren't that indie anymore.
No, but you
Yeah.
like the first few albums
Yeah.
are like indie rock.
Yeah. When Joji brought out a new album,
Yeah,
which I really enjoyed.
yeah,
A few of the songs, Pills, Will He, are really good songs.
yeah. Will He's like my jam.
Yeah, it's so nice. It's really chilled as well.
That's sort of like really lo-fi. He's like engineering the new lo-fi
Yeah.
hip hop
Yeah.
scene, which is like really cool.
Yeah.
Again, like I'll listen to anything.
Same as like. So I'd say anything, but anything I like, which is a lot.
Yeah.
Like don't have that much of a preference for, like, a certain type of music. But at the minute I like rap. I'm into rap a lot, and it's gonna be such a cliche answer, but Post Malone at the minute is fire. Like I can't wait for his album to come out.
But I feel like we beat a lot of people to the post hype.
Yeah, that sounds so fucking jammy, but yeah.
It does.
I listened to his first album this time last year. When it first
I feel like I caught on to I feel like I found Stoney in like January or February.
Yeah. It's what did I? Oh, Earth Gang.
Mm-hmm.
I messaged the chat about an Earth Gang song called Artificial, which is really good. I don't know if you've listened to it.
I haven't had a chance
It's
yet.
really good. And then a few of their songs are really good as well.
Flat Earth Gang.
But it's more like alternative rap. So I'm really enjoying that at the minute.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, I've got quite an eclectic taste.
Yeah.
I'll listen to nearly anything.
Same.
Like, I'll belt out like an Ed Sheeran song, the slow jam, and then I'll fucking like dance to whatever is in the charts.
Skrillex.
Oh, yeah. Bang-a-rang. That was a classic.
That was a right banger.
It was a right bang-a-rangers.
Oh, fuck.
Beat you to it.
I wasn't going to say it.
Oh.
Do you have any on conspiracy theories? Because we're in this podcast, we are just going to change topic whenever I feel like it.
Whenever you feel like it. Yeah, that's fair.
In conspiracy theories, do you have any that you would consider possible?
9/11 was an inside job.
Go on. Elaborate.
It's just like I want
to. Because I kind of believe it a little bit.
Like, don't get me wrong, planes were hijacked, and you can't like fake a plane crashing into a building. Like, those planes went somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
But whether they're what destroyed the building,
yeah,
that's a different story.
And just with the when you're in like a KO on YouTube, when you're in a massive KO and you end up watching like these 30-minute conspiracy videos on like what Bush said, and Bush said some questionable shit.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theories.
Do you believe that aliens have visited the Earth? Because I got into I mentioned it last week, a channel called Lameno, who now he's moved towards away from like top 10 videos to like factual descriptive videos, but with very like good transitions, good like animation and stuff like that. And he talked about alien sightings in the world in general, like what has happened in the past, and there is some very interesting stuff that people literally can't explain. And in a period of, it was in the 1940s, or it was either 1940s or 1960s, so don't quote me. You can go watch the video.
Yeah.
He said that there was 1,000 alien sightings, possible alien sightings, and one of them was over either LA or New York.
Yeah.
There was these 5 lights on different days, on different occasions, that just kept returning above the city, and planes would go and inspect them. They'd fly around them for a bit and then just fuck off, like go.
Yeah.
And like the military came out with their final synopsis of the thing, and it was like, oh, it's just unexplained lights.
Just unexplained. I can't sit here and say aliens have visited Earth.
Yeah.
Aliens exist, but maybe not how we interpret them. An alien is literally like a bacteria living on Mars. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's an alien.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be an advanced life form.
Yeah.
So like extraterrestrial beings exist.
Yeah.
But whether they're like conscious like us.
Because that, getting deep into it, there are so many almost infinite stars in our universe. So, and then around them, infinite planets, like orbiting those stars. And to say, someone to go, there's no such thing as aliens, is so naive, because there's almost infinite possibilities that exists. What gets in my head is the infinite universe theories, where there's infinite universes. So in any of those universes, anything can be happening. So like you couldn't be. A theory I like to use is that, or not a theory, a thought I like to use is that we are the Avengers. And like, we're the Avengers in my living room watching this podcast live with me and you, but we're the Avengers. Because there's infinite.
Yeah.
And it's infinitely possible that could be one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there has to be if there is infinite. And this is like the infinite
but
universe
like,
theory is a theory.
Cannot comprehend infinite.
Yeah. No one can.
No, because like it just doesn't make sense for me to go up into space and just to go in one direction and just be going forever.
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't make sense. If you do that on Earth, you just get back. If you just get back,
you could just go off the edge.
You could just fall off the edge.
But
to be fair,
I think
you would just fall off the edge of the Earth, but you'd like then go on the underside of the Earth and come back.
Yeah.
To just there has to be like a, but like, say like the universe is expanding.
Yeah. Where is it expanding to?
Where is it expanding to exactly?
What's on the other side of the expansion?
Say like
there's a wall.
There's a wall, but it's not like a wall.
Yeah.
It's like a theoretical wall where the universe stops.
Or is expanding from. Yeah.
What's beyond the wall?
That's what I don't get. It really weirds me out. So, the Big Bang Theory, if it is a theory, it's not definite.
Mm-hmm.
If it is a thing, the largest, the element...
Sorry, it was canned laughter for the Big Bang Theory.
Oh, right. In the elements in the matter that took up the space for the initial explosion for the Big Bang, which it was an explosion, it's an expansion, was at maximum the size of your pinky finger nail. Maximum. That's where the expansion of all this matter came from. If that's the most viable theory we have for the start of the universe. And I haven't really done much research on other theories, but it's just insane to me.
Yeah, it's just like mental.
What
time are we on?
We're on 1:40.
1:40.
I think we're going to wrap it up in a bit, but I've got one last thing to say.
Yeah, crack on.
Have you ever watched a video from Vsauce?
Hey, Vsauce, Michael here.
He did a video on something called super tasks.
Yeah.
And I think this does link and kind of envelopes all our conversations today together. Mm-hmm. So, the super task thing is where, say you have a slice of cake. Actually, let's not take cake. Let's take a wood, like, beam or pillar, whatever, like a wood slat, and you cut it in half.
Yeah.
And then you take that half and cut it in half.
Yeah.
And then keep cutting it in half. You're always going to have something. Like, because you're always cutting it in half.
Yeah.
So no matter how small you go, you're always going to get half. And you can't actually do that, but theoretically doing that, you're never going to get past the half.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
So where I'm linking this to the rest of it is that as humans, we are constantly and like always trying to push ourselves further and further and like innovate and emotionally adapt and everything. And in cutting something like a task in half that you're trying to innovate, you're always getting closer, and it might not feel like you're ever going to get to that end because you're just cutting something in half. Mm. This is quite a strange statement. I'm struggling to think where I'm going with it, but I'm just going to let it happen. So you're constantly...
Just allow it back.
Constantly getting closer, but it might not feel like you are. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause you're always getting half. So with anything, like a relationship with someone, just keep progressing at things.
Half's better than nothing.
Yeah, and cutting something in half and getting closer is better than not doing something and pushing yourself to innovate towards that thing. I can't really talk about being like anything that I'm not, because I'm like...
You are what you are.
You are what you are.
You are what you eat.
But making sure that you have something to strive towards, something to enjoy, something to get you up in the morning. Even if you hate school, going to the gym, going to like see your friends is always such an important factor in your life that if you cut off from those things, you're only going to suffer, and you're going to be the one that suffers. I think just the idea of a super task, something that seems impossible at first, but because we are humans, we'll figure it out. So it might seem impossible for you to, for example, put on 50 kilograms of muscle, but you're a human, you can figure it out.
Yeah.
That's all I've got to say, really.
That's a nice little anecdote for the kind of wraps everything up nicely.
Yeah. So I'd like to finish off by saying thank you to everyone that's listening, and thank you to everyone that got in touch with me. And as we said,
I want to say thank you. Like, it's cool. Yeah. It didn't do it to me, but it's still cool.
Yeah. And I'd just like to say that ask your questions if you have any questions. And we probably won't get any.
There can be some memes.
Yeah.
Don't have to be serious.
Yeah, just send me some memes and I'll talk about them on the next podcast. And if you want me to shout you out, then
£50 PayPal. PayPal in the description.
Ask a question and all that. And I've got I might be making some moves on some clothing.
Some moves.
Doing some bits.
Some pieces.
But I haven't even talked to the person that I'm planning on doing it with yet about it, so he doesn't know.
So you're going to listen to this and go, fuck.
This is the first he'll hear of it, but the sponsor for this episode, who's not really a sponsor, but he's a good friend and I like shouting him out, is OTA Clothing. Mm-hmm. I'll leave the link in the description.
Oh yeah.
I'll leave the time codes as normal, but if you've got to the end of the video then you probably listened to it already, so the time codes were useless at this point. But I think that's it. I'll leave the link.
Thank you for having me on, Joe.
Thank you for coming and joining in. Goodbye.